Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Clockworks channel. Now, it's been a while. It's been exactly 1 month. I know that's like a little bit of a time, but I have been doing much, and if I wanted to get the channel growing, I have to like keep it running and stuff. So, I wanted to talk about a few things on like mainly old Roblox because when I see like things on the internet, like the debate, like, oh, I love old Roblox is better, old Roblox this, old Roblox that. It makes me like sit down and think and really like wonder, like, was old Roblox really that good? And so I just want to yap, basically, and I just want to yap on that topic because I have some mixed thoughts about it. Like yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Now, the reason why I find like old Roblox to be good is because like what I think is that this during old Roblox, it was a time of like creators just creating things. Like their creators wasn't like really like making things without too much of an intent, right? It was like, okay, I just need to get people to play my game. Once it gets famous, they do whatever else, and then boom, right? It wasn't really much of a thought process behind it. But what I liked about old Roblox is that it was more unique, right? And unique in the fact that although yes, we still go through the same things of like games copying other games, I feel like that was a little bit less frequent, a lot. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at old Roblox, right? And I'm not talking about like old Roblox like 2006, 2007. I'm talking about like 2018 era, maybe like 2015. Just like a very certain era of Roblox where like, a lot of OG games that players remember would come into existence. Like epic mini games, Meep City, although like Meep City had its things, but what I think made old Roblox good is that it had unique games, right? You had epic mini games, right? And it was just like, hey, you just do a bunch of mini games and then boom, and like sure, there might be games similar to that, but like the premises of most of the games that were popular was mainly that like it was its own game. Sure, it might have the similar genre, but it was its own game and it had everything unique, and you could even call it like a one-to-one copy, right? Compared to now where like you have games copying like off of games like Brookhaven, and like you just have a lot of games similar to Brookhaven and like almost use the same things as Brookhaven. And a lot of games use the same features that other games use. And it's crazy, yes. And I know that like the quote unquote gooning pandemic has been like a thing for a while now. And like although yes it has gotten worse, I feel like Roblox did do a little bit to clean up a lot of the stuff back then. Because if you talk about condos and Roblox, right? Those games where you can do like a little bit of freaky stuff. I will say this, they cleaned it up pretty good. Right? They get banned absolutely fast. Like if you try to find one, you're gonna be unlucky. Unless like you join a Discord server. That's your only best bet. And the reason I say this is because I know this from experience. I was on my old account, 2018, right? It was an old account, not very old. It was during like the 2018 era, right? And I had this friend. I don't remember the name. I know the guy. I know he was a guy, and I like he would play like the same genre of games with me. Well, not with me, but like he would play the same genre of games, and we were just like friends. We weren't like friends on a noble level, but it was just like a random Roblox friend, right? And so he was playing like a game one day, and like I decided like, oh hey, like I should probably like join him. I didn't think anything of it, and then boom. Little did I know, I just clicked on a condo game and I got exposed to all that stuff, right? But that was in 2018, and Roblox moderation back then wasn't really the best, which is why a lot of condo games were able to flow around. But since they cleaned it up pretty good, it's gone now. And you could say this for 2021. I'm pretty sure 2021 to 2022, like you could just search up R63 in the models on the catalog, and you just see like a ton of models, like a ton of models. I've seen like Roblox decals, like Roblox bypass decals, and like it's a lot of things, right? And more or so less on that, it's like yes, old Roblox was good, but I feel like new Roblox did like open up some things that old Roblox couldn't have. And I love both old and new Roblox equally because they have their things and everything. But I want to kind of focus on the games and like what made old Roblox fun. And so I'm gonna go back to that. And basically, to go back to that, old Roblox did have some pretty fun and unique games, and I feel like that's what made it fun. It's like not every day would you go on to like the games page and then like you'll see like, oh wow, look, game number 1, game number 2, and it's just like the same topic or genre of games, right? And I'm gonna start using examples for this, like survival disasters, right, and natural disaster survival, very two similar games, but they like, although they follow like the same like the same flow, they are like two completely different games. I do prefer survival disasters over natural disaster survival, and I do think the classic version is a really good version of the game. I encourage you to play it. I know that they came out for number 2, and I haven't really played that much, but for the time that I played it, it's pretty good also. I think you should go play those games. I know those games are dying, and I'm being lost to time, but I do love those games. It has a special place in my heart. But a lot of games were like unique, like you had a lot of unique games you could play, and old Roblox just like felt so fun because it wasn't like all the samey games at once. Like you could hop into Area 51, shoot a few killers, and then like jump back out and play like Bloodfest, and then like you just shoot a few zombies, and then you could jump out and then go into Criminal vs. SWAT. And these are all games that I played. Criminal vs. SWAT is honestly a game that me and my cousin used to play. It was like very old game, I know that for a fact, but it was a very fun game. It was very fun game. I mean, the premise is easy, right? It's just good versus bad, very fun. You got games like I think Prison Break or Prison Life. It was called Prison Life, not Prison Break. It's called Prison Life. That game never updated, but it's still fun to play, even though exploiters kind of ruin it sometimes. You got games like Jailbreak that are updated over the years. Jailbreak is a good game. I find it really fun. I mean, the Trading Hub, I did get some good stuff from the Trading Hub that I normally would not get through hours of monotonous grinding, but I do think that this game, or like these games, were pretty fun because they were unique. Every time you would log into Roblox, you would have something to play. You like go on the catalog and be like, oh wow, look at this. There's always something new to play. Always just there was always something to do in some game to play that was unique or made it stand out from other games. And as we shift over to the new Roblox period, I feel like that's what makes Roblox boring now. There are too many games of the same genre, but mainly because they try to follow other games. And we could take this with the strongest battlegrounds for them. They're pretty good and obvious examples. There are a lot of battleground games made with the intent to somewhat copy the strongest battleground. Now, a lot of them are not one-to-one hard copies of the game. A lot of them are, but most of them, and a good amount of them, are like somewhat unique in their own ways, have mechanics, or have whatever they have, right? They have something that makes them click, right? And the reason why I say this is because like battleground games start to get boring over time. Like sure, you get to play either your favorite anime character, maybe your favorite, just your favorite character from some type of franchise or something, or you get to play as that, you get to fight people as that, you get to fight other people with your favorite character. And I feel like, that's pretty nice, Strongest Battlegrounds, I think it was like a good game, it was unique, right? Strongest Battlegrounds was like unique, it came out, it was pretty good, right? But when a lot of games tend to fall behind the same genre, it makes Roblox boring because the only thing that Roblox pushes out on the front page is just boring shit that some people just don't want to play, and I do feel that. I feel that a lot. Every day I go into Roblox is like, I play the same few games every day, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, sometimes it gets boring, and I really love Roblox, and I don't want to get bored of playing the game. But if every game feels the same and has the same genre, it leaves little out for like improvement. And it's not really Roblox's fault. You can't blame this on Roblox because they don't make the game. It's the player's fault. Like, I get that a lot of people want to be famous, make money, do a lot of things, but in order to do that, you have to kind of start from somewhere. And starting from a unique place is a bit difficult, but if you manage to do the right thing or manage to get lucky, then yeah, you would make it in life, and you're gonna have a lot of good things come to you. And I will say this: in order to become famous, and in order to get a lot of subs and stuff, or just become famous in general, you have to be lucky. You can do content that a certain community likes, but you have to be seen by that community, or seen by a few others, or seen by just a few people in general, to then have a starting point and then expand on that starting point, and then be able to be successful and other stuff. But if you aren't constantly expanding, or constantly uploading and doing these things, you will fall behind and you will be stuck at square one. And what this does with Roblox is that a lot of people do have unique things in mind, but because they aren't being pushed out enough, a lot of devs give up on their games when it has a lot of potential. There are a lot of games that you could probably find on Roblox that nobody plays, but it has a unique aspect to it. But it gets overshadowed by battlegrounds type games because they all try to follow the same one mainstream thing. Take Dead Rails for example. Dead Rails is a unique game. You hop on a train, you do stuff, play shenanigans, mess around with friends. But it becomes a problem when a lot of other creators who just kind of honestly act like parasites and leech off of mainstream genres or just mainstream games and make their own copies for their own self-benefit. It starts to make Roblox look all the same because there's no unique games to play. And I completely understand this. I mean, yeah, I get it, making a copy of a game and then just getting views off and getting whatever you want off of it. It's you can do that, sure, but it just makes it worse for the average player overall. And I feel that. Games like Pillar Chase 2 and Forsaken are very similar games with their unique aspects, and I like that. Sure, they might have the same genre, killer, try to kill everybody in time limit, survivors have to survive while doing objectives in the time limit to get to somewhere. But yeah, that's what I feel like. I think it's pretty good. And well, anyway, and having these unique games, but having these unique, not these unique games, oh my god, having these games that have their own, they have the same genre but have their own unique stuff to it that makes it its own game. I find that pretty nice because sure, it might be the same thing, but it's a little bit different, and you can play other stuff. And yeah, I feel that. But in order to do those things, you gotta start off from somewhere. And new Roblox has brought some things that old Roblox didn't. And I feel new Roblox has, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's up there with the old Roblox, but it's pretty good. The avatar customization update where you can tilt hats and mess around with them, that wasn't there in old Roblox. You never got the ability to do that. If you wanted to edit an item, you would probably have to go in some game and mess around with something, but now you can do it. With new Roblox, there are a lot of features that, wouldn't exist in the prior times. And because of that, I feel I like new Roblox because of that, there are a lot of stuff that didn't exist prior back then and probably would have popped off in the same era had well, okay. Let me mentally reset myself because I'm blind. All right, so these games would pop off if not 10 times more if they were like released in 2018. Like the strongest battlegrounds dropped in 2018, it would have just like popped off instantly. It probably would have had a lot more players because I mean, sure, although yes, it averages a lot of players per day. I feel like in 2018 there were like a lot more users on who either didn't quit or had their old accounts, right? And I like that because there are games that I played that are dead or I've forgotten about them and are just coming to mind that popped off in those years but fell off, right? And there are some games that are still like thriving through their like coincidences, you can say. Like they're still thriving through their ways, like natural disaster survival. It's been around for so long, yet it's still thriving despite having like the same basis, you know. And you have to be lucky with that because I'm pretty sure the creator of natural disaster survival does not really update his game all that often, you know. Like there's not much, but it's a pretty fun game to play, and I think as long as the game is fun and as long as you have the mental capacity to play that game for a long time, then yeah, you're gonna play the game. You know, other people are gonna play the game, and you know, it just happens. You know, it's a never-ending cycle until you get bored. And I feel like that's gonna bring me to my final point. I do feel like that old Roblox and new Roblox, you know, are equally good. And I know I said earlier that, you know, I wouldn't put it up there, but I feel like now with some things, like both of them have pros and cons that like make them look bad if you focus on the cons, but also make them look good if you focus on the pros. Like sure, you can complain and say like, oh, you know, new Roblox has allowed creators to like, you know, have more weird stuff put on the catalog. And yes, public UGC was a new Roblox thing that, you know, did shift the catalog a little bit. I mean, sure, it did make it easier for creators to like push out items and for people to make models easier, which I do like because, you know, there are a lot of cosplayers who do want to put on items and they can't really do that too much if the whole catalog is just filled with random stuff. Like, for example, take a Freddy avatar from like 2018, Prime 2018, and take a Freddy avatar from now, and you'll see the difference that I'm talking about. Like a Sans avatar, like Sans cosplays, because I used to be a cosplayer, or used to be a Sans cosplayer, had hair, right? It was like a human, like a semi-human version with hair. Or some of them tried to go like a little bit more accurate and have like have the little skeleton face from Roblox. And basically, what I think about that is like, you know, new Roblox has opened up opportunities, but did add more problems because like now you got stuff on the catalog where, you know, you go on Roblox and if you search up 1.0 or something similar to that, you'll just see like boobs and stuff and like yeah, it's pretty bad. You know, like if you search up certain things, you'll see like a bikini on the Roblox catalog, and it's just like crazy. Yes, and I know people hate it because like, you know, it's a kids game, but most of Roblox's like creators are like not kids, and I feel like what they are doing is trying to like shift Roblox in a way. Now, I know this won't be entirely right because it likely isn't. But what I think is that with certain, you know, groups of people, they try to like shift Roblox to be like more of like a teen demographic and a little bit older. Like, you know, we haven't reached the point where people have just started like putting up, you know, clothesless like items on the catalog because it'll get them banned, but like you can kind of call it evolution. Like we are slowly reaching the point where other things could be implemented and, you know, that could be a problem. Like oh, if you look up Roblox on TikTok, right, you'll probably like see like, some cringy shit, maybe some other shit. But if you look just a little bit, you probably don't even have to look that far. You'll see like some oddly Roblox character that's like shaped oddly human-like, or something that's visible to the average Twitter fan art of a woman, type of body type, like shaking ass or something. And I find that a little bit crazy, but that is, you know, how new Roblox kind of operates. Like, you can put on bundles that will like make you look more human-like, and if you put on a certain amount of items, a certain amount of accessories, you can turn your avatar from this classic blocky like girl or guy to like this humanoid thing, or something that resembles a humanoid, or something that honestly resembles like some 16-year-old's suggestive Twitter fan art drawing or whatever. And I feel like in the end, you know, Roblox will probably, it will change as life goes on. We might get better games, newer genres, but we will never really go back to the old Roblox. And no matter how many times we truly try to replicate it, you can always have the feel, but you will never like truly be in that nostalgia zone. And so, in conclusion, I want to add that old Roblox and new Roblox, depending on how you view them, are good or bad. Both of them have cons, both of them have pros. You can say that new Roblox have more cons than the old Roblox. But if you think about it, both of the cons, or most of the cons, that new and old Roblox have been things for throughout those years. The gooning problem has been a thing throughout the years. It just hasn't been mainstream until now, because we haven't had, or like, not we, but people haven't had the certain resources to make it as mainstream as it is now. If you tried to put, a little bit of honkers or a little bit of melons on your Roblox avatar back then, that would be like literally impossible to do unless you went on to like Robloxian in high school and used whatever egg glitch that they used to do to make like, certain avatars. But now all you have to do is search up on the catalog 1.0, 3.0, 2.0, whatever, and then like you'll find what you need to fulfill whatever nasty desire that you have. But these have been problems throughout the years that players themselves, like, you can blame this on the player, or just the players of Roblox. That players themselves have been bypassing and flowing through the cracks to, wear these things and try to express themselves differently from normal ways of expressing themselves, to the point where it has gotten advanced over time. And I feel like as time goes on and as more things get advertised, this will only go worse. And I'm saying this now because, yes, it is happening. You may not notice it, but if you go on TikTok, you search up Roblox, there will be like some Roblox videos where you'll see like a model that looks similar to like the ones that you would see in like 2021 to 2022 Roblox R63 shit posts, where it'd just be like, oh wow, look, funny girl here, and then like some guy from some famous game will like, bust in and like, stop the video like, hey man, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? And yeah, those things probably still happen, but less common. But the thing is that those types of models you can like wear in the game, like, but you have to go through an insane process, and these creators openly advertise it to get more users and to basically lure them into the rabbit hole. They advertise like them using the mod, acting as if nothing is wrong, or literally just straight up advertising it so then they could turn it, well, not turn it, but so they could turn like their works into not only famous works, but to get more people reeled in, and basically to almost kind of create more gooners, right? If you were a child somehow in this age, right, you're in a child where you're at like the mental state to like, start getting like attached to stuff and things, right? You're gonna get like, you're gonna get attached to like this thing, like, oh wow, look, that Roblox character has melons. I want melons. I wanna walk around with melons. I wanna walk around with these cool stuff, and then they're gonna do it, and then boom. But in the end, and in conclusion, I feel as though old and new Roblox, depending on how you view it, are either the same or either different. However you want to portray them, that's on you. But they are somewhat the same, and that's just kind of how it's always been. And so, because of that, that is my conclusion. And to put it short, old and new Roblox, depending on how you view it, are likely the same, or one is unequal to the other. And I would like to thank you for listening to this long ass rant that has gone a little bit off topic on some parts, but it's still a rant nonetheless. And so, yeah, I think that you should hit the subscribe button, send a like. I'm trying to build this channel. We're gonna get somewhere soon. And yeah. So basically, to put it short, thank you guys for watching. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time.